live life and love in abundance
and work for it.
And work for it.
Work for it.
I love it.
Hello and welcome to the next episode of Billion Dollar Lips. My name is Cassie Chitty and I am the Global PR Manager here at Synergence, and I'm going to be your host today. You may remember last week we sat down with Joni Conte, our founder and CEO, and really dove deep into what direct selling truly is. Well, this week we're going to talk about the Direct Selling Association, which is the professional association of our industry. They advocate on behalf of the industry globally to lawmakers and members of Congress in Washington, D.C. So just in a second, we're going to sit down and chat with Nancy Bogart. She is the founder, owner, and CEO of Jordan Essentials, and Karen Goodman, our very own Executive Vice President of Sales and Distributor Development. Let's take a look. Well, hi, Nancy. Thank you so much for being our special guest today. And hello, Karen. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Do you want to kick us off with our first question for Nancy?
Absolutely. Well, Nancy, I just wanted to first welcome you to Billion Dollar Lips. We're so excited to have you as a special guest.
It's great to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad. I just wanted to chat with you a little bit about our industry of direct selling and get your thoughts on how important it is that we continue to protect direct selling, as an opportunity for those who have an entrepreneurial spirit to have a cost-effective way to start off their own businesses. So could you just share your thoughts with our viewers on this subject?
Well, thank you again for having me today. This idea of protect and provide from the DSA knits us all together into one family. So we're really a family. So it's so good to be a part of that family today. So everybody watching today, we're all in the same family. I started my company 21 years ago as a direct sales company. And in my first year, we went to visit an event, and Joni Conte was the first person I met there, and we've been friends. And then about 2 years ago, we got together at a women's CEO retreat, and we decided, let's protect what we have. Let's work together to be in this industry together and to elevate each other. So having me here today from another direct sales company, we're really all in the same family. And as far as the opportunity to protect this low cost, it's never been better. I think talking to people today is so much easier. There's so much more understanding. We have this social world that we can go into, and people want and need this extra income. And so it's so affordable, and the way we do our model is so unique that it's exciting to see the partnerships that happen and how we develop and grow those, but also the way that people can enjoy something so simple. You know how much it is to start a business from the ground up, especially years ago, being an experienced direct seller. Now it's just a click of a button and off you go. And so selling your favorite products has never been easier. And so I think it's important that we look at this as an industry to be sure to protect how we sell our products, how we go to market, and then how we elevate one another to make this our family here at the Direct Sales Association, as all of us being members.
That's so true. It's so important for us, as you said, to protect and preserve and support and encourage each other, because when we all win, and that's the important part of what we do. But Nancy, I'd like you to dive just a little bit more into your story. I want to know a little bit about why you decided to start a direct selling company. What was it about this space that attracted you and made you want to, found a company and offer an opportunity to people to be entrepreneurs?
Well, thank you for asking. So 21 years ago, I was a stay-at-home mom, 3 little boys. I'm not even sure I knew what direct sales was, but I had been to some home parties. I'd been to a Mary Kay presentation or a Tupperware party, or we were Longaberger baskets back in the day.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that people just did that to get free products. Whenever I started my company, I had invented a solid bar of lotion that you can use 50 different ways. And it was this great little bar that people loved, and we were selling them like crazy. I did a craft fair booth. I wasn't thinking about the business model. I was thinking about how did I provide money for my family so I didn't have to go get a job. Never wanted to work a day in my life, but we needed an income with 3 little boys and our growing family. So I had a craft fair booth. We're passing out lotion bars. My mom was the first car saleswoman in the greater metro area in St. Louis, Missouri. And she's like, get up and put that in somebody's hand. And she just kind of gave me that spark. We sold out in 3 vendor events and made $7,000. My husband goes, let's make a business.
Yeah.
So we looked at the model and how we were going to take our products to market. We just had the soaps and the lotion bar. And my little booth was called Country Bunny Bath and Body. And so that's how our business was born. And I had 6 women who said, sign me up. I had other women who said, I want to help make it. And so that's how we started. We had to transition through 9/11. We had to go through the recession. We went through a name change, which was very painful for us as we went along. And then what we found was the strength and the growth over time. So now we don't have as many parties in home, of course, but that was our foundation. So we'd have these lovely pockets of people enjoying our products personally, a lot of essential oils, bath bombs, lotion bars, salt scrubs, and enjoying a lot of great bath and body products that we manufacture in Nixa. And so Nixa, Missouri. So just north of Branson, if you're heading that way, you can't miss us. But so small town, but we wanted to be able to help other people like my sister, friends from church, girlfriends that I'd met along the way that were in need of an extra income as well. And of course, over 21 years, we've grown that network that survived and thrived, especially this last year, has been one of our best years ever for our products. And this method, this business model, is what has carried us, I think, further, stronger, more rooted than any other industry that I would have chosen. So as a young mom, I didn't know how smart I was, but we made a great decision at that time to choose direct selling and take our products out into the world, into people's homes, now virtually, but so they can really experience some great products that God gave us.
That's so interesting. I didn't know your and Joni's story are very similar in the fact of just like woman on a mission, ready to start their own business and using trade shows to kind of amplify and get it out there and get the word out, and then just starting your own little sales force basically of people. That's amazing.
Absolutely. And Nancy, to another point that you've made, I think one reason why direct selling has really come into its own is because we are adaptable, highly adaptable. I mean, as an example today, I'm actually doing business out of my parents' home. I mean, we can do, and I think that's why things like a global pandemic actually fire people up as opposed to shut people down, because we already know how to do business anywhere, anytime on our own schedules. We didn't have any trouble adapting, shifting, changing to meet whatever the current market brings. It's such a great way to meet people where they are and give them a fantastic opportunity. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And I think that as we adapted and move forward, especially as primarily women, there's not a lot that's going to stop us. People always say, it just always works out for you, Nancy. And I'm like, it might not work exactly like I thought it would, but it is always going to work out. Tenacity goes a long way. We would say at the beginning of the pandemic, adapt, adjust, and overcome. So whatever came that way, we kept that vision high. We kept the momentum forward. We didn't dawdle in the lower worries of things that never happened. And I think what happened, especially for our sales force and women that really snuggled in, it spread through their families, it spread through other parts of their lives. So not only do they have that second income they can count on, they also had this opportunity to be a part of something that elevated how they thought. And I think that's another thing. I've heard Joni speak several times. She elevates me whenever I hear her, and just the ability for us to make a better world, a better community through something as simple as a home-based business.
So, my last question for you, Nancy, it's a pretty simple one, but I think it's very insightful. And, what are some of the key benefits of someone choosing direct sales? And what would you say your top tips for success are for someone considering direct sales?
Okay, so 2 parts. One is, how do you choose one? And the other one is, how are you successful, right? Okay,
Correct.
So choosing a company, I would say first and foremost, you have to fall absolutely head over heels in love with their core principles, who that company is. And then the products, because there are products out there, and these are fabulous products, that we take to market through the direct sales venue for sure. Because we have to have that high quality that somebody stands in front of a room and says, this is the best. So it has to be the best. So finding the core principles, and I would choose a direct sales association company. because we are vetted and they go through a fine-tooth comb every single year, the products that you love, and then the pay plan that works for you and your family. My top tips for success. Recently, we've been reevaluating everything. So, because we're at home. And so my husband and I were talking one day, and we were talking about the ideal person. Your success is based off the people that you put around you. Who is talking to you? What kind of culture are you in? And so whenever you want to be successful in direct sales, yes, you can sell products and you can sell a lot of them. Customers are waiting for us everywhere. But you begin to build a team and you can build wealth, as we know. And I've gotten to meet a lot of the Senna sisters over the last couple of years. And I would say you look for people who are humble. It's not all about them. You look for people who are hardworking, who are willing to put in the effort, who don't want to be spoon-fed everything. And then you look for people who have compassion and empathy that matches your own, who care about the community, that have a personality that you want to be around. You know, not everybody has to join our businesses. I think everybody can be a wonderful customer. But when you start to build your team, this is your business. Nobody made us go to work, did they? We get to choose. We enroll, we get our enrollment kit, we have all the training available. How do you create your own community? And then that success rises because every time you talk to them, you're excited. Every time you get together, you share ideas, just like Joni and I and all the ladies at the DSA CEO Women's Retreat. We elevate each other, and you're gonna have personal success and financial success when you start to craft those relationships around you. And that is probably one of the biggest things I've learned through my association with all my friends in the direct sales industry, especially Joni, because I admire her so much, is that principle of finding people who help elevate you, make you a better person, and then you go out and share and you're a world changer.
That's fabulous. You know what? There's just nothing like-minded people banding together to create something extraordinary. Nancy, I just really want to thank you so much for joining me today. I think you shared some amazing information. I think we were able to learn a little bit more about the direct selling industry, why it's so vital to have an opportunity like direct selling for people who are looking for a cost-effective way to be entrepreneurial, as well as some great tips to consider when you're choosing a company.
Thank you so much for having me. You guys are gracious hosts, and wish you all the best success as we watch our entire industry be elevated over the next year.
Thanks, Karen. Bye. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Thank you.
I think, wouldn't it be wonderful if every single woman could choose how they spent their day, and they could choose to live life in love and abundance? And I think that's what a career, an effort in Synergence allows us to do. It allows us to set our sights on abundance. It allows us to say, I'm going to approach this with love in my heart. It allows us to say, I'm going to support my fellow sister woman, my fellow sister neighbor, my fellow sister business associate, because I choose to live my life that way. And in Synergence, we built a culture where that is what we choose. We choose to support our work associates. We choose to love the women that we work with. We choose the amount of time that we get to spend with our husbands and our children. And as well, we are willing to do the work so that we have those choices. Many, many women have come to us and made that kind of choice, but those choices are made in different ways. So let's listen to this Senna sister who will share with you how she made the choice to live life in love and abundance and then work for it.
For me, being a crown princess means creating a culture of loving everyone, regardless of their goals in the business, helping the women on my team discover their vision, as well as showing them how their unique talents and personalities can be applied to the business so they can have joy in their journey. It's so important to me to be setting the example of consistently working my business, meeting goals with sales and sponsoring each quarter, and celebrating the wins of my team, big and small, along the way. My team is filled with amazing, smart, creative women who cheer each other on in a culture of growth.
Every year, the Direct Selling Association puts on an event called the DSA Day on the Hill. Member companies from the DSA are invited to Washington, D.C. to meet with members of Congress and share their experiences as direct sellers and offer their insights to those creating the laws that impact our industry. One of our distributors who has attended this event for several years is Synagent's queen, Jerry Taylor Swade. Let's hear about her experience and how she's working for it.
Hi, Jerry Taylor Swade here. For several years, I've been privileged to meet with congressional representatives and members of Congress to have open conversations about how direct sales is so important to individuals and their families and the impact that the laws can or will make on our ability to work from home as independent entrepreneurs. Selected Synagent's distributors were blessed to interact with the DSA, which is the National Trade Association, the Direct Selling Association, which helps legit MLM and direct selling companies in lobbying Washington, D.C. So we have been privileged to have in-person meetings, but last year we went virtually because of what was going on in the world. And this year I'm so excited to, well, I'd rather go in person, but actually it might even be better to do it virtually because the DSA has decided to extend, instead of just one day on the Hill, it is going to be for the month of September, to where we will be able to have more time to meet with congressional representatives and members of Congress to let them know and voice our opinions and actually let them know how important it is the bills that they pass influence how we are able to function as independent entrepreneurs. So please stay involved. Please let me know if you would like to be involved because it's going to be a very special September. And did you know that in 2019 and 2020, big difference. 2019, there was 6.8 million direct sellers. 2020, 7.7 million. And in 2020, individual entrepreneurs in direct selling impacted their nation, their county, their state, and their homes with over $40 billion in sales. So it's really important that you stay involved. Go to dsa.org. You can always find out what laws are coming up, and you can voice your opinion with your state and local and national representatives so that they don't pass a law that would hurt you as an entrepreneur, individual entrepreneur.
We all know that Synagent's is known for their high quality and long-lasting products. And one of those benefits is that one application is going to last you all day. We're going to today hear from Katie Enos, our distributor and MUA, and she's going to give us a 5-minute face that's going to help you put your best face forward.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie Enos. I have been with Synagent's for about 5 years now, and I am a Ruby Queen. I'm so excited to share with you my 5-minute face today. I'm starting off by using candlelight underneath my eyes to color correct the dark circles, and then I also put a little bit on my lids to just give me a nice base to cancel out any veins or redness. Next, I'm going in with light tinted moisturizer all over to even out my skin tone, give me just a little bit of coverage, and make everything look flawless. The thing I love about tinted moisturizer so much is it's so easy to match. It adjusts really well to your skin, and it also blends flawlessly while still giving you a skin-like finish. Next, I use deep tinted moisturizer for a bronzer to bring a little bit more warmth and color back to my face. And I love using the deep tinted moisturizer as bronzer because it blends so easily into the skin, especially when you use a moisturizer underneath it. Okay, my favorite combo for my brows is mixing Mocha Java Shadow Scents with Garnet Shadow Scents and using a small angled brush to apply it, just to give me a little bit more definition on the brows. I love using Shadow Scents for my brows because it stays all day, doesn't budge, and you can custom create your own shades to match perfectly to your hair. Next, I'm using Natural Tan Shadow Scents. And this next part, you just take a color that's a couple shades darker than your natural skin tone. So for some it's Natural Tan, for some it's Mocha Java, for others it could be Rustic Brown or Garnet, just a shade that's a few shades darker than your skin, and popping that in the crease just right above. Think about like framing your eye, kind of the way that we frame a picture. I take the product directly off of the wand like this and then kind of tap across to blend. This is a must whether I'm doing a 5-minute face or a full-on glam. I always do Snow Shadow Scents on my inner corners to brighten everything up, just make me look a little bit more awake. And then I'll do a little bit underneath my brows as well. I love our eyeliners because of the versatility that they provide. So I like to do a little bit here in my waterline to help thicken up my lash line, and then I'll put just a little bit on this outer edge, and you can use your fingers or a small brush to smudge it out and give you a little bit more definition to your eye. Look at the difference that that makes. All right, next up, I always curl my lashes. And then I apply a generous coat of Underscents primer. I love this primer because it keeps my lashes from feeling brittle and breaking. It conditions them while also helping to lengthen and volumize. Now, I personally like to let my Underscents dry for a little bit, and so I'm gonna go in with some light concealer so that I'm not wasting time just sitting and waiting around for that. So a little bit of light concealer under the eyes. And I like to use my fingertips to apply it first because they're warm, and so it kind of helps to melt it into the skin, and then I'll use a brush to blend it out. I also go in with just a little bit of light powder to give me that flawless airbrushed finish. This powder literally makes you look like you have a filter on. It's incredible. All right, next up we're covering the primer with mascara. I like to go in with both the mascaras, but you could use one or the other. My first step is waterproof mascara. I love the wand on this one. It just does such a good job at getting into every single lash and making sure it's all covered. And then I like to go in with the non-waterproof formula to build even more volume. And layering the two together just brings so much drama to the lashes. It's synergy. They work so well together. Finish off with one more coat of waterproof. This might seem like a lot of steps, especially for a 5-minute face, but it is one of my non-negotiables. feel like clean, flawless skin and enhanced eyes are the perfect things to focus on for a 5-minute face. Going to finish off my face with some Silver Rose powder. It's my go-to for a quick, easy blush, and I put a little bit on my nose and my forehead to give me a cute sun-kissed look. My go-to for a fast, easy lip is to throw on a tinted gloss or a lip balm, so I'm going with the Blush Pink Balm today. And that's it. This is the finished look.
That was great, Katie. Well, before we close out this episode, you know we have to do a giveaway. We're gonna choose 5 lucky winners today that are gonna receive a full face product pack. For a chance to win, drop a comment about what kind of content you wanna see on the next $1 Billion Lips and tag someone that you wanna watch it with. That wraps it up for this episode of $1 Billion Lips. We hope to see you next time, and remember, choose to live life in love and abundance, then work for it.